Let's fight, folks. A very good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from this evening. Let's fight. Let's fight. Good to have you guys here on the live, wherever you're joining us from. Tatula, good to see you there. And Yolanda Thomas, Isabella Butters is here as well, and a number of other folks joining us. Let's fight, guys. Good to have you. Ingrid Pollard, we see you there as well. And Fennel Innes, guys, do let us know if you're hearing our audio loud and clear. We're so happy to be joining you. We outside, folks. We outside in the diaspora. You don't know about when we're going home. You don't let the concern you. But good to have you here. Claire Alexis, Charmley, Richmond. I feel like hearing the bell one more time, folks. Derica Ferguson. Good to have you, Edward Brooms, and Stacey and Soul. Good to have you there as well. And good to have I see Claire Alexis, Charmley, Richmond joining us. There it is. Good to have you, folks. Wherever you wonderful folks joining us from, we're just simply happy and delighted that you folks are here with us. So much to share with you folks this evening, and so much to share. Take the opportunity to share the live, smash that emoji button, and allow us to tell you folks, partner with us as well. And while we're talking about partnering with us, folks, might we remind you, if you need a good justice of the peace, a good commissioner of votes to affidavits, we want to recommend that Alistair Collins firm. You know, they're right down there at the Carlian Mall between Camp and Waterloo Street and Lamaha Street. On Lamaha Street, between Camp and Waterloo Street, you're going to find them down there. And one of the most fantastic things about them, they got a very professional staff. They understand what they're doing. So if you need a justice of the peace, a commissioner of oaths to affidavits, you want to check them out, guys. And you know what? They work on the weekends as well. We're pleased to have you know that, guys. And one of the reasons we love to use them ourselves. See, we're not just promoting stuff we are not using ourselves. And we're happy that they are so flexible. They are so flexible. You go down there and tell them I send. Tell Alistair Collins, I send you. Who vex? Tell Alice, I send you. Hazel McCulloch, we see you as well. Here's if you go down there, you tell I send you. Hollis London, Asquith Schultz, and all the other folks joining us this evening. Good to have you wherever you're joining us. And we're sharing the light too, folks. We're smashing that emoji button. Wilton Blue, good to see you. Look at an alien face Wilton using this evening. I see Marcel Williams. Again, good to see Milton. Amelia Daniels, good to see Amelia as well. And I see Sparkling Wills and all the other folks. Redmond Alexis, good to have you here too. Redmond Alexis, guys, we are happy. We are very, very happy that you folks are here with us from the many, many places that you guys join us from all the night, all the time. We are tremendously happy that you all are here with us. Share the line, folks. We're holding for a couple of you. Smash that emoji button, folks. Have you smashed it as yet? Or Maddow? Have you smashed it as yet? Beverly Fraser, wherever you're watching us from. I know some of y'all coming for the fastness. Folks, we were at a fantastic Japanese restaurant recently. I ain't got the video, telling you up front. We're going to show it to you soon. We were out quite recently at a Japanese restaurant. And I'm trying to remember what's the name of it. Folks, what's the name of the restaurant again? Fantastic Japanese dining. Well, y'all know it's me. I like never see, come for see. I really love the service of these folks. I always a smile, irrespective of how they're feeling. You know, like left home with some man, no one problem. Think of time that they left that at home. They come to work, they come to serve the customer. I love it. I'm gonna show you some of that. Y'all never see, come for see. Yeah. Fantastic Japanese food. I didn't think like while I go back. I had a fantastic time there. I enjoyed myself, y'all. Life too short. You know, you only live once. Not so Karen France. Not so Rhonda, Shalanda, Schumann. Karen, is it you? Is it you, Karen? You only live once. You know, but the philosopher said, once is enough if you do it right. Once is enough if you do it right. Annette, we see you. And Gavin Liverpool, Jamal Aziz, we see you as well. Good to have you. Margaret Nelson. Margaret, as I told your husband today, I'm still savoring the taste of your hospitality and your fine cooking, Margaret. I'm still savoring the taste. Folks, as you know, we were at Margaret's place quite recently in South Carolina. This is Somerville, South Carolina. And we just had a fantastic time down there in Charleston, Somerville, Charleston, South Carolina. Margaret, thank you so much Margaret cooks so much food. We had food for breakfast this morning. We had Margaret food for lunch. And we having Margaret food for dinner as well. Margaret threw out yesterday. Thank you so much, Margaret, inviting into your fantastic home, into your family, into your personal space. Thank you so much, Margaret. We are still savoring that southern hospitality you threw at us. You're playing to your chest, Margaret. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Brian, we see you there. And Wendy Stevens, Coco Brown, we see you as well. All the other folks. Elizabeth Narayan, good to have you. Konnichiwa. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thank you. That's the name of the Japanese restaurant that we were at in downtown Spartanburg. Sparkle City, as it is known, downtown Spartanburg and Sparkle City. Yep, konnichiwa. Had a fantastic time. We're going to be bringing you in on that, folks. But some of you, so busy with work. Y'all can't enjoy vacation. You don't even want to plan a vacation. You want to just stay making money. Well, we can have a vacation for you. So we were down there, guys. Beryl Crawford, Yonette Hopkinson, John Baines. We were down there at Konnichiwa, and we had a fantastic time. You see, listen to me. I tell y'all something. I ain't trying to impress nobody. Knife and fork and fight for dumpling. A lot of kind of thing. No. I ain't wasting good taste and good food, over mannerisms. Not nonsense because chicken hair. It is what it is. We had a fantastic time. We're going to be sharing that with you folks quite soon. Here's Lollycock. We see you there as well, Hazel and Patricia Craig and Mavis Davis Wells and Irwin Don. Folks, we love you guys. You make the show what it is. And our end, you might be seeing a different number on Facebook because at the back end of our program, Chel Panchan, we see you there. At the back end of our program, we can see all of the channels, a summation of all of that we are broadcasting to. And we have 1,500 people joining us this evening live on social media. Isn't that something, folks? Isn't that something? 1,500 people. When in Guyana, y'all follow me. When in diaspora, y'all follow me. Guys, we're so privileged. And we love y'all, We'll go any distance for y'all. Any distance. We'll fight them Jacobats and trench crappos for you folks as well. Marcy Aga, that includes you. Evelina, good to have all of you folks on the live from the myriad places you're joining us from. Cecile Ogle, good to have you. And Basil. And you know what? Let me dial back to something. The goodness of the Nelsons continue today. The goodness continue today because Margaret's husband, right? You he's this thing. Right now, Margaret got Huzzy to decide the Sherrod time. Margaret is unite time. But Huzzy called me today and he purchased me a gift. The Southern hospitality knows no bounds, folks. I'm watching some things here. I'm watching some job opportunities and so on this side. So thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nelson. So much. Thank you guys so much. Dan Graves, Andy, good to see you. Dorrit, it's we time, Margaret. Let you know it's we time. Karen France and Spurley. Spurley, how you doing? I can see you soon. I feel so. I feel them spit it. Feel them spirit like I can see you soon, Spurley. Good to see you at this end. Hollis London and Margaret and Rosetta and all the other folks, Brian Lewis, and I see we got Ivan Lamy here. Julie G. Good to have you there as well. Folks, welcome to our broadcast. Let's show you a couple of things we are following this evening. It's a lot. It's a lot we got on the cards tonight. It's a lot. Usual. It's a lot of stuff we're covering this evening. I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm on the wrong path. Is we on the right path or not? Folks, we got quite a few things we're covering this evening. Forgive us. Like we're a little premature on the side. Right? We're just a little premature. But good to have you guys here. It's a number of issues. And let me just head to a couple of them. For instance, we're following this little breaking story out of the Dominican Republic. There was a massive explosion there, and 10 persons are dead. This is our CARICOM sister country here. This is Dominica. Yep. 10 persons lost their lives, they're telling us, in this massive explosion. Yep. That's what the folks are telling us. Massive, massive explosion there. As I said, in Dominica, I am trying to find. Yeah, I'm trying to find my way. Oh, good, good. I think we have it now. Yeah, massive explosion there in Dominica, and as I said, that's one of the things we follow this evening. In Hawaii, they're telling us, there's huge fire there, months of fire there in Hawaii that they're trying to bring under control. 99 persons thus far have lost their lives. 10 this explosion in Dominica, 99 in Hawaii. Y'all see how we go in here? I hear somebody say end times. I hear somebody say end times. Yep. So those are some of the numbers we are looking at. 99. 2 days ago, 3 days ago, we told you it was 36. 99 dead from that fire there in Hawaii. We're also following some information out of Minnesota. This is as we come on. We didn't even have time to load it onto the graphics. Minnesota, a whole police department resigned. They make joke when people pay, right? Them boys in Minnesota, boots on the ground there, 99 persons resigned. Those are just a couple of the things I just plucked out there. Some of the stories that we're following this evening, good folks, and some of the stuff on the fight carry. Trump, every day Trump in trouble. How many cases Trump got in the court system right now? It was 5,000. You can't keep abreast. You just can't keep abreast. And we're going to be talking about one of them this evening. Carnage on our roads and our waterways. Fires at the PPP. Some of the other things we are following. Good folks. Now this ganja planting. Almost on a daily basis. As prolific as there are fires, ganja busts. And we know, Glenford Gordon, that them boys just stepping aside, they give like a decoy, misdirection. Right? The art of misdirection. They let a little fish pass. Then the big ones, rather they hold on a little fish. And the big ones going by. Kim Walker, what say you? We can talk a little bit about that, folks. Yep. A lot of ganja planting suddenly indicative of what's happening in the agricultural center. Right? What is happening in the agricultural sector? It's just cash crop, right? It's just crop rotation. What's happening here? This needs its own study, and we can be talking a little bit about that, folks. But first, why don't we turn our attention, folks, to some of what we're following internationally, as we said. This is the hottest month. That's what the U.S. authorities are telling us. And it's not because I'm here all of a sudden. I wouldn't doubt them because I am here in the U.S. of A. Things are heating up. Hottest month, they say, on record. That's August month. Thus far, I was in July. Hottest month. Again, the folks who study this kind of things, study the weather and so on, they're saying that it's hot. Right? And perhaps for all the wrong reasons. Is it climate change? That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Is it climate change? What are we witnessing here? Right? They're just telling us it's a very, very hot month. Right? And that you should take the precaution. That's something we spoke about in our morning program. And I was so happy to be joined by Tabitha Sarabo Haley this morning. And they said that, the earth keeps baking. Why is that? The earth keeps baking. It's one of the hottest months on record. And folks, I advise you to take your precautions. Take your precautions and ensure you hydrate. You know what you got to do. If you got to be outside unnecessarily, like Leard Nelson, you just tuck in your AC. You ain't going no place unnecessarily. Yep. Hottest month, one of the hottest month. That's what the folks are telling us internationally, folks. Apologies there. That's what some of the folks are telling us internationally. This is one of the hottest months, the hottest month in history. As soon as I touch them in the US, the heat turn up. So take your precautions, hydrate, such and so forth. And then we got Trump on the other side. Another indictment. Let me see if you folks are following. Where is this one coming out of? Pray tell, where is this indictment coming out from? Another indictment? Come on, folks. Push your body. We're getting younger. And when you're pushing our age, you really gotta pick up the pace. Right? They said Trump and about 22 of his co-conspirators indicted. Right? This around the corner from where I am, I think. I ain't even pretending to know my geography here, right? Let me see the people know Georgia, of course. Look, Keith Morrison. Oh, Keith, you take over the program. Take it over, Keith. Move aside, Sherrod, enter Keith. You know, Glenford, oh, take a seat next to Keith. You're gonna be the co-host. Take it over. Unity Elias, take it over. Georgia, you scared. Don't make joke with, is it Stacey Abrams there? Trump had a number of his colleagues. I don't play how you want overthrow elections. You know, the PP was successful. Trump wasn't so lucky. Right? Like Trump coming with Mike Pompeo and them boys. You remember how they swooped down? Teach them the art and so on. Teach them the art and so on. Right? But they teach them too much. You play all over 3 elections now. Y'all try with that. You all try with that, folks. Yep, Georgia making joke though. Georgia is not making joke. Trump must get 5,000 court cases. I ain't telling you about charges. But he has 70,000 charges. Every day, something new. Every day, something new. Yep, every day, something new. And as we turn our attention, folks, to stuff happening in the region, you know, Trinidad and Tobago guys had a local government election yesterday. And I think what Prime Minister Keith Rowley said is a masterclass in simplicity on how he handled a sort of victory announcement. You know, no thumping of the chest in the air is something our Guyanese counterpart can learn from. You see, it was a masterclass of sorts. And one of the things Dr. Keith Rowley said as he spoke to the press late last evening, as most of those results were in, and they saw that they had held on to their strongholds. Right? He said, crossing the line is winning. I'm paraphrasing here now. Crossing the line is winning. You know, you hear about inroads, and it's madness. A win is a win in politics. I give them that. Oh, some of y'all think politics is Sunday school. Oh, don't come around with funny like that. Politics ain't no Sunday school. A win is a win. You cross the line, that's what he said. Right? Oh, inroads and you pick up something here and you pick up something. Did you win the constituents? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Pretty militia. A win is a win. Right? So I want you guys to listen to some of what Dr. Keith Rowley said last evening as he engaged the press, you know, having the winding down on local government election. Listen to a couple of the things that he talked about as he engaged the press last evening. And then, folks, we're going to circle back. We are going to be certain to circle back. You see? Certain to circle back and, you know, highlight a couple of them that we can learn from. We can learn. Folks, if we only looking at ourselves, and I'm certain, you know, folks like Margaret Nelson, her husband, can tell you, if you're looking at your own self, for example, you done set the bar too low. You done set the bar too low. And that's why when I went by Margaret now, I had to take in my notes. Let me see how she put this plant here. Let me see her color scheme. You know, we should get this big chair from Miss Ashley. If you only learning from yourself, you done set the bar low already. So let's take a look and listen to what Dr. Keith Rowley said last evening on the eve of their victory. Take a look, folks, and take a listen.
Ready? Good night, ladies and gentlemen of the media. I'm not sure that you're all hearing me. There's so much noise around. Okay, I'll get a bit of speed. Okay. Good night, ladies and gentlemen of the media, and I gather we're going live, are we? Good night to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight is a very special night for us at Balizé House because, as you might have observed, we are finally back in our original location. We've been working here for... We have not been in this location for a public function since 2019. We went in with 7, and tonight we have come out with 7. We have never in opposition. We lost a seat in San Fernando by a few votes. As a matter of fact, we've almost breasted the tape in very many votes, very many seats by a few votes. But it's only where you have crossed the line that you can claim. We lost lost one seat in San Fernando, but most importantly, the battleground of San Fernando, there were those who were going to win the borough. They won it. They won the borough. We won the city. San Fernando remains in PNM hands to effect local government reform. Yes. There's one particular seat that we enjoy more than many tonight, and it's the seat that we won in Princestown Corporation where we had none. Last time out we had nobody in that corporation, and we won one seat in the Princestown Corporation, and we are delighted. We fought very hard in Sangre Grande, but we were not able to get over the line in Sangre Grande, but we've held our ground. And ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased that this is behind us, because so much of our national energies were focused on being distracted by call the election, call the election. Well, the election has been called. The results are now known. That is now behind us. It's water under the bridge. We are now moving forward to the general election, which is the next election that is due in Trinidad and Tobago. But until then, until that election is called and come upon us, we have serious work to do as a nation. And we in the government, we are responsible for making decisions. We have had to make a number of decisions that have not found favor with people who are affected by it personally, but in many instances, you may have to do things for the wider national interest, but there is usually some excess sacrifice at the personal or community level. I am particularly pleased that as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, who was called upon in this place of Balizé House to take responsibility for the PNM in opposition in 2010, and to bring the PNM into government in 2015, and to take this country through one of the most difficult periods that we've had to, and maintain, as far as we're able to, maintain our lifestyle, our quality of life, and ensure that the public interest is served. And midway through our second term, we have been able to hold on to the 7 corporations that we went to do. I want to thank the campaign teams across Trinidad. I want to thank our party executive members of the PNM and our General Council in particular, who allowed themselves to be guided through the maze and the nooks and crannies, because politics is not a straightforward thing. You need to be able to roll with the punches and to deliver your own counterattacks. This is the PNM. Tonight we are very happy to have now gone past the local government elections and to have done so going forward to carry out our local government reform exercises, which will redound to the benefit of the wider national community. I have absolutely no doubt that as we transition through local government and bring about the devolution that we have promised, that the nation will see the benefits of setting out to do things differently and to do things better. You see, local government reform is not something that we dreamed up here. It's something that we have worked on as a nation for the longest while. And of course, you would have known that we, as government, we said that it would be transitional. And we did attempt to delay the election by extending the life of the corporation by 1 year. And during that year, a number of preparatory things would have had to be done. You would also have seen, like tonight on my way here, I was listening to a radio program, and those who on the program were saying that, well, there's so much that the population was unaware of because so many things were being done and so many laws were amended to bring about the local government reform that you're talking about, and it appears as though the population was not sufficiently attuned or educated. It is not for want of trying. You may recall that after the law was passed, we did try to invite the leadership of the local government bodies in the country to discuss that very thing. That, listen, there's a lot to be understood still. There's a lot to be planned and executed. There are laws, there are aspects of the law to be proclaimed. So we all need to be on board in operationalizing the law. Unfortunately, we did not get that kind of support and enthusiasm. I am trusting that now that the election is out of the way and that the results are known, that common sense will prevail and that the leadership across the aisle in the parliament and in all the corporations, that they will work with the government as we implement local government reform. The election is over. My invitation tonight is come do the best for your community. Come do the best for your burgess. Come do the best for your corporation. Come do the best for your borough. Come do the best for your city. And if we all do that, then we would have done the best for Trinidad and Tobago. We have absolutely no doubt and no fear that the next election will be vigorously fought. But let us not waste time trying to fight that election before it becomes due. Regardless of who comes, the PNM will be there to contest every seat in every election. One of the things that the PNM has done tonight, we've added 2 more political parties to the list of political parties defeated by the PNM. And that has been the record of the PNM. And we will continue to have that record as long as we put the interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago first. And therefore, I cannot stand here tonight before I take your questions. On a night like this, where we have fought so hard and have held our ground and not say, great is the PNM! Great is the PNM! Great is the PNM! And we shall prevail!
That's right. All right, folks, who vex? Who vex? You know, there are so many things that we can take away from that statement coming out of the People's National Movement there in Trinidad and Tobago, as the elections is behind them. That's what the fella said. We were distracted by local government elections because they had to put some people in the place. Now you got a Jagabat, Papa Jagabat, every press conference, he want to look backwards. Oh, y'all know Maximum Rose. You remember Maximum Rose in New Amsterdam, right? Remember in Georgetown, we pick up 3 more votes, right? You remember that, right? He said the elections is over. And you only get to say, you only get to claim victory if you cross the line. Right? You can have almost won in a historic fashion, as we heard Papa Jagabat said. No one jagged you. Right? We almost won bigly. It's madness. You either win or you lose in politics. You don't know price in second place. You either win or you lose, especially in Guyanese politics. Here is Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister, having realized that the battle was hard fought, almost a Pyrrhic victory there, but he put in country first, and in such a magnanimous way, aiming to bring the country together. You know, let us put this thing behind us. And until the next general election is called, let us continue to work together. That is leadership. That is leadership. Not this masquerade. You see? Not this masquerade. You see these guys carrying on here with. Not this masquerade and foolishness. That's what the folks said. Great is the PNM. And we could unpack that. You know, I wish I had some folks like Ronald Austin and some other thinkers in Caribbean politics and so on. You know, Bork and them, and we could unpack that. You see? There's so much there, so much there. But while we're on that and we hasten on, while we on that and we hasten on, in the Bahamas, folks, if we go a little further out, they're going to be having a new governor general, and they're preparing to welcome Cynthia Alexandra Pratt. You know, sometimes I feel, you know, that Negro spiritual says like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel we'd be better under the British. Who with me? Sometimes I feel like we should stay under the British. We might be in the far away. You know? So I tell you the honest truth. When I see all these Jagabats and trench crappos operating, Enid Miggins, Dolly and the others, when I see how they're operating, like I feel we should stay a little bit under the British. You know? When a couple places recently and saw people still under the the leadership of the British, and then doing too bad. They ain't doing too bad at all. I mean, they got their own qualms, the this, the that, and such and so forth. But this thing called independence, it comes at a cost. It has come as a tremendous cost to us when you got some dragabats and trench crappos to deal with. You know? So we recognize that the Bahamas are welcoming the new governor general, and we say kudos to them. Kudos to them. Maybe we should stay a little longer. Listen to Dr. Keith Rowley speak extemporaneously. I miss that. Like the Americans miss Obama. I miss that. You know? You throw Jack Dio. You could put Frank. Right? You could pitch in Mark Phillips. What's yet? All of them on the other side. You wouldn't find one proper orator. We've lost that. We have lost the gift. You know, we've lost that. We had it in a man like Moses Nagamutu. Say what you want. You know, his years in politics count for something. He could just speak extemporaneously. And a lot of stuff. It makes sense. It's not just speaking extemporaneously. It's making sense. You know, and the further out you go from Guyana, people believe in education, believe in conducting themselves in a professional way. You should see people operate. You should see people operate. And again, the rest of the population, they take the cue from us. And if we're not too far, well, then they ain't going too far. You talk what you want about the Americans. Oh, you should see customer service. You should see customer service. I've happened into an institution during the course of the morning. You see, when I touched them there, I feel like I had $10 billion. You know, it's Took and Cape. Good morning, sir. How can we help you this morning? So great to see you. I don't know the man left your house, you know. I don't know how he left your house. I don't know Uncle Sam treated me. I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat. And this is not a one-off. Every place you go, you should see these people operate. I wish more of you would be exposed to it. But we got some jagabats and trench crappers. They can't copy. If they copy anything, it's all the bad. It's not the good. You can imagine you have a president, a vice president, who said, it's when we get like that, boy. It's when we get like that. Some of y'all wicked, you know. You know, some of y'all wicked. And that's why I'm telling y'all. Sometimes I think, you know, like we should have stayed a little longish. We should have stayed a little longish, the light one. Yeah, the road, we should have stayed a little longish. Because if we had stayed a little longish, under the British, we mightn't get people like Irfan coming out. Rapper. You can imagine the shame and castigation that Dr. Keith Rowley would face. Rapper. You think somebody get Dr. Keith Rowley, that doctor in front of him? You think they give you it? They're watching your face, all right, come to the front. Rapper. Who vex? The truth hurts. So congrats to the Bahamas and this new Governor General. Folks, as we come closer to home, you will see a lot of things tonight. And I want you to tell me what happened. I ain't going to tell you. You see, I ain't going to tell you because I ain't want to skew the research. But you tell me, in your own deliberate judgment, what's happening. You know, when we were trying to bring some reform to the Psychotropic Substances Act, whatever is the proper name for it, we made a recommendation that we kind of lift the legal allowable amount of cannabis, sativa, marijuana, ganja, whatever you call it, so that so many young men and young women would not be caught in the slips of the law. We said that 500 grams, not because we stupid and pagly, right? But we wanted to start somewhere in which we could engage the government to negotiate. And we can do this in a very bipartisan way. And I understand that a lot of you are not sold on marijuana and all that. I am not. I've never used marijuana in my life. I haven't used it yet. But the way this government operated, it becomes so much more enticing. So much more enticing. Isn't it a good book that says those that are heavy laden and so on, you must give them wine, give them marijuana and ganja and so on? Is that a good book? I might be wrong. So when you look at how things are progressing, it becomes so much more enticing. But I want to make the point. We said 500 grams, and we can engage the government in a bipartisan way. Not them boys. When you think they can't get more wicked, stink, and dirty, they just go and do. Every time you think they can't get more wicked, stink, and dirty, them boys hijack our bill, copy it, and pass their own bill. And I know the Rastafarian community who uses ganja and so on as a sacrament and all of that were upset. They were upset because we didn't find that reasonable limit that was acceptable to all, because the people don't listen. They don't listen. You see? Now, brings us to this news item. Right? 400 pounds of marijuana, I think. That's what they're telling us. Was seized. 400 pounds at number 51 village. No. Number 51 village is not the Rastafarian community. Right? And I have been telling you guys, and we've been tracking this over time. We're going to do the graphic very soon. We're going to finish it up very soon on the amount of marijuana, ganja, cannabis sativa coming out to region 6, coming out to region 3. Right? You're buying that land over there for farm, this kind of thing. So the police now, this little fish, 400 pounds of marijuana, ganja, $51 million. That's the little fish, So as I was telling you, as I was preparing, for that debate on the Psychotropic Substances Act, a bill rather, we engaged this study that was done by CARICOM on this very subject matter. And in that study, they traced the history of ganja use, marijuana use. It was our East Indian brothers and sisters who brought it to the Caribbean. That's what the study told us. It was our East Indian brothers and sisters who brought it as part of their cultural tradition. And somewhere along the line, our Rastafarian brothers and sisters incorporated it. Maybe they were using it for centuries, I don't know, but the study said it came from the East Indians who brought it to the region as part of their cultural tradition. But like it gone back now. The science has overtaken us on this issue. And that's where I am. The science said that if used correctly, you can pull out some good from this. The science. And that's what we want. So it came from our East Indian brothers and sisters when they were indentured in our part of the world. But like it gone back now. Because hundreds of acres of marijuana being planted, region 6 and region 3, as the government poor management of the rice sector, the sugar sector, and other agricultural sectors continue to impact heavily, and the cost of living going up. You see, the people substituting, crop rotation. One day you're planting callaloo, next day you're planting marijuana. You see? One day you're planting callaloo, next day you're planting marijuana. And before I switch, Let me give you a story. We there the other morning. We passed the Starbucks. I ain't seen not a person in a line. You know? Things move here differently. I just really line there. I see one long line stretching along a corner. You know? By Amazonia for Starbucks. Well, I said, don't get a line here now. Let me stop in. Folks, I bought a sandwich. Hold on. I bought a sandwich at Starbucks. And a lovely iced coffee. Mocha, roca, something, caramel, 2 sugar, 3 milk, 4 creams, something. Let me see y'all, boy. Never see come for see your skin. When I bust me sandwich, on the menu board, I saw spinach. I said, well, Papa, here I come. You know, Papa, take one. When I bust me sandwich, I see Callaloo. I say, wrong bank. Don't come around me funny Starbucks. Look at the life with y'all. I said, spinach on the board. Why you handing me Callaloo? Me love Georgetown with no damn Callaloo here. Me love Georgetown with no damn Callaloo here. I could have busted thing and see ganja for all you know. And then I was reliably informed. Aquino, Maxine Monroe, that in these parts, you know, spinach is Callaloo. So all this while, Papa eating Callaloo. You see? I've argued with my parents years now. Me want a damn Callaloo. And I'm like, Papa, the sailor man. Give me damn spinach. You know? I always thought spinach was rich people thing. But Callaloo. So my point is, there's a market for Callaloo here. God damn it. There's a market for Callaloo here. I bust me sandwich, I vex. I say, I pay all this money for coming. Not with no damn Callaloo. Every day I eat Callaloo home. Why you want to come till here, feed Callaloo for? I say, well, these people really backward. Folks, I say these people really backward now. Eating Callaloo, and the thing even cook, you know. The Callaloo even cook. Just like they wash it. Must see, you know, they would sanitize and so on. I hope. Right? Just anything like it just from farm to sandwich. I see some stories they say now. It's not only I got to eat Callaloo. I got to rock Callaloo till here. You know? So the point I want to make, there's a market. You see? If we got Callaloo in surplus, spinach in surplus, you got markets here for spinach, folks. Callaloo, I mean. There's a market here. You know? But if you see, I'll buy. Well, I'm ashamed now because, you know, the Caucasian people watching me, a little funny. You see? So I drink him a little Starbucks and a little thing. Eating my raw Callaloo. I say, well, if the Guyanese people see me now, they laugh at me. He said, tell her you come, eh? Watch at you. Tell her you come for your raw Callaloo. Tell her you come. Right? So the point I want to make is we don't have to be planting this kind of ganja on this scale. There's a market for Callaloo spinach. For Callaloo spinach, good folks. Moving on. You see how this world upside down? You see how this world upside down? Till here they want to bring me Callaloo. Raw Callaloo. Stop it. Raw Callaloo. Stop it. 51 million in ganja. Who planted that? You think it's Rats Tony? It's Rats Marcus? The thing gone back. Where it come from now? It gone right back. Well, folks, purgatory and confusion powder. You tell me where we are. This thing is natural. Sunday night, it missed us. There was a horrific accident at Montrose. Yesterday, we told you of this accident at Little Souvenir, carnage on our roads and our waterways. We've been pointing that out to you folks. We missed that one over the weekend. 2 teenagers, both 18 years, I think it is. And then yesterday, where's this? In one country, you know. In one country. What about 150 people? Right? One country. And then yesterday, they told us a niece and an aunt lost their lives in a fire at Linden. Today, a mother and son was there. Me tell you what it is. But I feel like they're natural. I feel in my spirit that can be natural. Right? And if they're natural to you, something wrong with you. Just like put it out there. Just like put it out there. If they're natural to you, something wrong with you. Right? If rock hallelujah between two buns, natural to you, something wrong with you. Purgatory. That's what we call it. And confusion powder. You know? It's like when you got a name for it. Oh, it's purgatory here now. I know Guyanese know exactly what I mean. That's like a whole book, you know. You not get them the rest. This situation is purgatory. You not get them nothing else. And so as I said, we're examining this whole issue of this niece and aunt who lost their lives at Linden. We saw the authorities in Linden again imploring the authorities, you know, to partner with them for a police, a fire service, get a fire service to come and Wismar, you know, because who knows if those lives could have been saved. But in an update to this story, they're telling us a relative had threatened to kill, you know, the auntie over some issue here and may have set fire to this house. That's what we're learning, folks. In one little 2x4 country, so many fires. It is mind-boggling and mad. Mind-boggling is madness. If you see the vastness, that is the US of A. We left Spartanburg, right in South Carolina, to go by the Nelsons. Margaret and her husband. 3 hours we driving, you know. The road fantastic. The road network here fantastic. And 3 hours, we need traffic, you know. Right? And I got some relatives, they're foot heavy. I ain't saying they got filaria Bigfoot. They're foot heavy though. I ain't saying they got Bigfoot. Right? They're foot heavy nonetheless. 3 hours we driving. You see? Father of mercy. We had a little 2x4 by comparison. Every day is fires. So there was that one, as I said. And then today, Good Hope. Alessi Kebo. Good Hope. Mother and son lost their lives in a blaze. You think they're natural? We need a month of prayer. Right? Margaret Nelson, Elizabeth Narain, when y'all go to church, y'all pray for me. Hindu, Muslim, you know, as abuse up the Gentiles, the Philistines and the Pharisees. But if you got somebody out calling on, calling them for we. Calling them for we. Look, this little boy. He mother milk still in his face. When you tell it, that guy needs to know the whole story, you know. You know the whole thing. He mother milk still in his face. Mother and son perish in a fire. You see? This is our poverty, you know. Our skag's whole land. You think poverty is only when you got a little money in the bank? You go and you buy a little $40 milk and put a little sugar in. You think that's your poverty? We got billions in all revenues. We're as wealthy as we've ever been before in our life. And we'll ever be in our lifetimes. You see? A little fire. BTW. Little good governance. Little rule of law. That's with poverty. Or skags. That's with poverty. You know, I once heard a story. A fellow said he went by some colleagues who were filthy, filthy rich. Filthy rich. He said they took him around the house and, you know, we do it. It was a marvel of an establishment. Much like the Nelsons. Was a marvel. Much like the Narines. Was a marvel. I can show you a little spread a good day right there. People come out here and they do well for themselves. They ain't got jagabats to think about. They ain't got trench crappos, tadpoles, cricketers, scarecrows, black belly sheep, Brahman bull. None of that. You know, giant black chicken, bow leg shrimp, you know, COVID, chicken pox, smallpox. None of that to deal with. People live well. He's in the whole big mansion, couldn't find one book. And he said to himself, he was taken aback by how poor they were. Big fancy mansion. You don't get one book. You don't get a Bhagavad Gita. Yeah? You don't get a Bible. You don't get a Quran. Were you there? Fool and his wealth will soon perish. You see? This is me poverty here. Carnage on our roads and waterways. Fires of the PPP. Violence against women and girls. That's me poverty. The refusal of a government to work with an opposition. You see? Trinidad and Tobago, they just fight for local government election. They fight for more space in their political real estate. But here's the Prime Minister saying, we got to come together now. Right? He said 5 months after, every press conference Jack on. Those are the numbers, the in roads, the out roads. Who we take from them? Let me move forward, Rowley says. That's me poverty. Jack Dion Sue is me poverty. You see? Mark Phillips, Shafan Ali, that's me poverty. You see how we came in out? That's me poverty. Who vexed? Last night, Anthony, today, mother and son fire, you know. Right? It's not that they have the fire, because we'll always have the fires with us. But the response, we learn it. When we call it 911, anybody picking up? Yeah? When you go in the store, anybody smile with you or the vex that you come in? They say, good morning, sir. How do you do? How can we help you today? How can we? It's you again. Hola, man. That's the poverty. Who vex? Who vex? And so you had that. And as I said, this Montrose smash up, you know, claim the lives of 2 of our young people. That's the poverty. Now, nobody care about this carnage on the roads and on the waterways, you see? That's the poverty. Right? So we lost young, is it Erica Adams from Linden? I know I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Right? 12 years old. And then we lost 2 of our young people over the weekend as well. Wisdom. Me want to tell you so. Right? So I'm asking you, in your own deliberate judgment, what is that? What is that? And then this horrific accident at Montrose over the last weekend, we missed it. You see, taken individually, these things don't make a difference. But when taken together, you see a pattern. So this is Daniel Durant and Michael Pierre, right, who lost their lives over the weekend. And then we had Michael Bascom, the fellow from the security service, BK Security, over the last 24 hours. Is that natural? Yeah? Is that natural? Yeah, don't come around me funny. That's not natural. But our thoughts and prayers, of course. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, go to all these people. That's not natural. While all that happening, fly always, flies always. The people name the airlines because they understand we can do this work. They understand we can do this work. And then they fly to a place like Guyana. I'm not going to change the name of the airlines. Yeah? They're going to change the name of the airlines. Them by touchdown by Cherry Jagan International Airport. You know? When you're flying, you got to wonder, anybody see for the lights today? Flying out. The flying one, flying out, engine problems. Jesus have mercy. They're natural. Folks, this thing's so serious. It's funny. You think they're natural? Yeah? Everybody else. You'll fly to every other airport in the world. Engine running smooth. Since you touched down, in the 592, and you try to take off back, engine troubles. The PPP trying to take off, right? They got gas in the tank. Maybe they got too much gas. Maybe they got a proper pilot. Engine troubles. High cost of living. Engine troubles. And now, fly always. You have to change the airline name. Because you fly now, since you come to Guyana. Can't fly now because you got engine trouble grounding you. Pray for them too. Engine troubles. Who knew, folks? Who knew? Wicked, stink, and dirty now. As we wrap up. Wicked, stink, and dirty. That's what it be. You see? A lot of private hospitals suddenly cropping up. Region 5, and then pushing into that corridor in Region 6 there, in the 592. A lot of hospitals, private. That's why we looked at this announcement with little suspicion when they tell us New Amsterdam Hospital has outlived its usefulness and they can be tearing it down. They said they can be building a new one. That's what they said. They can be building a new one. Will they? Back channels telling us something different. Back channels telling us something different. Right? So they're tearing down the nursing school at Linden, but they're building one in Region 6. You see? They're tearing down New Amsterdam Hospital in Region 6, but they're building some private ones. They said we can build it back. You don't worry, man. Trust us. Trust us, Karen. Rosetta Barton, trust me. Chensing Henry, trust me. William Bunbury. Trust us, Margaret. Trust me, man. Trust us. We mean well for you. We know what you want more than you know what's good for you. Trust us. But we're watching it. We're watching it. And just before we go, you told us recently that they've appropriated $500 million for roads countrywide. Now, that sounds fantastic. But see, when you drill down, when you unpack in Miranda voice, you see, it puts things into context and perspective. Now, just a short couple of months ago, Yolanda Thomas, just a short couple of months ago, they came to us and they said, for the men on mission, who gone on a covert mission, because we hear a lot from them these days. You see? I hear they got a dance competition. Men on mission. This hairy, fairy, harum, scarum organization, nebulous organization, was given by them boys $500 million. Now when we drill them and grill them in National Assembly, what y'all want this money for? They can't tell you. Where's its organization headquartered? What is its mission? If you're building house support people, where do you get the farm from? For big auntie, I know. For big uncle, I know. Where do you get the farm from for Kwame? Basically. They can't tell us. But I want you to compare one entity that they fun one morning, wake up thinking about the burial ground. And so, men on mission. And he could appropriate for himself $500 million. And I want me jump and roll because they're giving $500 million to for roads nationally. Right? We big. We big. Right? We big. You actually see it in the Rhines. Like the Nelsons and them, you know, in the Carolinas, like the Carolinas, people got turtle flesh. They're big, but they're looking good. They're big and they get sense. You hear? A little organization prop up yesterday morning, right? A Ponzi scheme, a slush fund. Y'all get 500 million. And for the whole country roads, same 500 million. we big, we still looking good. Even though North Road take a couple of weeks, and such for some of us, we still looking good. Don't come around, we funny. We still looking good. We big, I tell you. We big. But we get sense. Wicked, stink, and dirty. In the terms of reference, thank you, them rara waves. Recently given to this commission of inquiry for the Madia fire, then talking about compensation. You see? So they're running quick. If one delay the COI, who vex? If one delay the COI, delay the COI, right? Delayed it. He delayed it, wasn't me, was he? He delayed it. The COI. You see? And then when he do bring it, it is after they were able to go in there. After they were able to go in there, force the people to take up 5 million, and you can't prosecute me later on for the death of your child, who, by the way, was in our care, and we had a duty of care to protect them, and we didn't. But take a 5 million and shut your mouth. And then here comes the commission of inquiry, led by Joe Singh, who can make a bread. Can't we say it's gonna be a little bread? Who can make a bread off of this COI? Right? But they can't talk about compensation. And they will not talk about compensation. We beg. You see, we beg. That's why we're yellow. We beg. We got the age and we're looking good still. But we got sense. Big and we got sense. And finally, folks, y'all buy again. I don't know what just happened. Just lashed out the system. Y'all buy again. Right? William Ramlal. Justice William Ramlal. He said, don't come around with funny. Justice Ramlal said, don't do it. Right? He said, don't do it. Everybody cannot be bought. Why, if the police investigating certain things, those reports are not being given over to the police complaint authority, which is what the justice is complaining about? Give me a second, folks. That is what the justices are complaining about. That's what they're complaining about. Y'all buy again. We tell them, oh, send this man on leave. We got other competent people in the Guyana police force who could do this work, who are not just interested in running around behind Irfan Ali, trying to be the shadow. You see, he's shadowing a different way. We got people who are professional, like Justice William Ramlal is, who could do this work. You see? But I'm by hearing Ramlal apparently wrote to the president, saying he's fed up of Hickens and how he's operating, and is asking Irfan Ali to intervene. You see? But I learned a long time ago, it's difficult to rebuke who you're sleeping with. You see? And you see the shadow business? How are you fucking good now? after you done carry Hickens to Dominica, soon as they left Dominica, big factory explosions, crosses. It's a pack of crosses. Soon as they left Dominica, you see that? That's the arrow they carried. Them is crosses. What else I can tell you? What else I can tell you? It's a pack of crosses. Ramlal says that there were 4 investigations, and I'm pulling this out of news source, who's another great place for valid, credible information. Right? He contends the top cop should have sought the police complaints authorities' comments as to whether charges of misconduct should have been laid against any police rank for any violation, because the police were doing some investigations into the killings of 4 persons by police under suspicious circumstances. And here is Justice Ramlal saying, nothing not regular. Nothing not regular. Folks, this is that WPA. It's not Tabitha Party. A man of integrity, coming from a family of integrity. And Ramlal says, something is up. Ramlal says something is up. And I want to caution you, right? Then what we're seeing with broad daylight, don't let me take a lump stick. Go look from nighttime. Don't let me take a lamp stick to go and look for it nighttime. You know, my in-laws always laugh at me, my Creole. But I was wondering, because it wasn't said in this report, what were those 4 cases? You know, was it the Boston case? Huh? Where the police are supposed to be investigating? You remember? Or in Boston, there in Essequibo? And there were others who met their demise under very, very suspicious circumstances. And here is a man, you see, what do they say in legal parlance? An officer of the court. He was the court himself. And he's saying this conduct here by Clifton Hickens, you see, is troublesome. This conduct by Hickens, Justice retired William Ramlal is saying, is worrying. What you see with Candlestick, you know, he's here from best friend now. Don't go look from nighttime. What you see with broad daylight. Don't go looking for nighttime with Candlestick. Don't go looking for nighttime with Candlestick. That's all we got for you folks this evening. Pamela Gurick, Keith Evans, and Bernadette James. That's the country we have. But we got to keep fighting forward, folks. In spite of all of the challenges we have, we got to keep fighting forward. Who vex? Y'all fight me. Fight me. Right? Y'all fight me. I'm going to speak. I'm going to keep speaking like my other brothers and sisters. You know why? Because I'm convinced more than I ever was before. You know, the good book says the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because He has anointed the eye to do what I do in these Jagabats and trench crappos. We got to keep fighting forward, folks, that we can build the country we deserve. We've been too long at this thing. I know some of you can say, oh, America's 200 years old. But we ain't going for reinvent the wheel. We ain't going for reinvent the wheel. And that's why we call it progress. You see? That's why we call it progress. That being said, folks, you're heading into town tomorrow to conduct your business. You need your documents notarized, signed by a JP. You need a good commissioner of votes for affidavits. I want to keep recommending folks. The Alistair Collins firm, they're down there, the Callion Mall on Lamaha Street between Camp and Waterloo Streets as well. A lot of things coming up on our calendar here at this end. You got a lot of stuff happening down there in Brooklyn. You got Labor Day coming up and a lot of activities involving Guyanese brothers and sisters, and we can be bringing some of that to you as well. And it's good to be out of word when they come in. I come in when they come in. I come in when I come in. I always come, and I will come when I come. I shall return when I come. But that being said, good folks, it's been a privilege. Let's keep fighting forward. Let's keep fighting forward. Dan Graves Andy and Angela McDonald, Joylyn Cook, Shirley Live, and smash that emoji button. Margaret Nelson, Elizabeth Narayan, Shirley Live, smash that emoji button, folks. And let me go down the road. That's all for tonight.